Hello everybody, it's Hannah and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell by the title of this video, we are doing yet another declutter video. I think the last time I filmed one was back in either March or April, so if you're interested in seeing what got us up to this point, then you can go ahead and check out that video. But we are revisiting everything in my collection. I think the only thing that's not going to be in here is my eyeshadow palettes because I don't really know. I feel like I've pared those down pretty well to what I'm comfortable with getting rid of right now, but you know, maybe in the future I will end up going through them again. But this is going to be pretty much every single item of makeup that I have aside from eyeshadow palettes. So obviously, first thing we have to start with here are primers. I don't know if I should include these ones here from Supergoop. These are my Unseen Sunscreen and then my Glow Screen. They're my SPFs that I use every day. But I guess, you know, they could kind of fall into the category of primer, but regardless, I'm going to be keeping these. I can't even tell you the last time I used one of these, aside from my Charlotte Tilbury and my Stila one, other than these ones that I've used. So that goes to show that I'm not a huge primer person, and I really don't need all of these. And to be honest, I don't even know how I acquired some of them, like all of these mini ones. I don't really know where they came from. But let's go ahead and start getting rid of stuff. So this one I have here from Skin Inc. This is the Serum Glow Filter. This is completely brand new. I think I got it in a BoxyCharm or something. I finally canceled BoxyCharm. I've just been getting items that I don't really like, or items that, like, they sent me this Alley-Oop Stack the Odds multi-use face stacker, but I already have this, so they sent me like a duplicate item. It's in a different shade, but it's the same item, so I don't know. I was just kind of over BoxyCharm, but I'm going to declutter this. Of course, I'm going to keep my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. I really, really love that one. I'm also going to be keeping my Stila One Step Correct. This is my favorite primer of all time. It's so, so good. Then I have this Dr. Brandt Backlight Primer, which I think is also unused. Yep, and I'm going to declutter that. Then I have my LYS Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer, and I kind of want to keep this one. I bought this on like an Ipsy drop shop, and I haven't really gotten to use it that much, so I do want to hold on to that. Then for a really nice drugstore one, I actually have this NYX Plump Right Back, which is really, really good, so I will be keeping that one. Then I have these. I have this Vesca. This is like a Soft Sun Radiant Skin Primer in the shade Sunrise. And I bought this again on the Ipsy drop shop, I think around the same time as the LYS one. But I just don't love this one. It's good. I just don't really use primer that much. And if I'm reaching for a different one, it's going to be like my Stila one. Or if I want a glowy one, I'm going to go in with the Flawless Filter one from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm going to declutter the Vesca. Then I have the Urban Decay All Nighter Ultra Glow. This is actually really good, and it's not that old, and I don't really have any issues with it, so I think I am going to hold on to it. Then I have all these minis. I think out of all of them, the only one I'm going to keep is the Bobbi Brown, just because we're moving into fall and winter time, and this is really super, super rich and hydrating, so I do like to have one of those since I usually get pretty dry skin in the winter time. So I'm going to keep that. But then I have all of these that I'm going to declutter. I used up a mini of this Smashbox Primerizer. It's really good. I just don't need it when I have all these other ones. So I'm going to declutter these three. Alright, we are off to a pretty good start. Let me go ahead and grab my foundations. Alright, so I have here all of my foundations, and I can already tell you that I'm going to get rid of quite a few. First one I know I can get rid of is this Yenza one. This is the Super Serum Silk Foundation. I think I got this in like some sort of subscription box, but they sent it in the shade light medium, I think, and I can already just tell, like, I think I looked at the swatches online, that's going to be too deep for me, so I'm going to declutter that. Then I have this from Primark. This is the PS My Perfect Color Foundation and Contour Stick. This is such a good stick foundation, and it's getting old. I don't know how long. It says 18 months actually, so I definitely have had it maybe around that time. Definitely not more than 18 months, so I will actually keep that. Then I have this from Tower 28 that they sent over. This is the Sunny Days Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Tinted Sunscreen. This is really good. I have mine in the shade Larchmont, so I do want to keep that. Then this one here from Urban Decay. This is the Stay Naked Foundation. It's very dark for me. I used to self-tan a lot more, but I don't really anymore, and this is actually pretty old. And this only has a 12-month lifespan, so it's definitely been way more than that. It's probably been more like, 2 or 3 years. So I am going to, unfortunately, declutter it. This is a really good foundation, though. Then I have this from Glossy. This is the Perfecting Skin Tint. I do really like this, and it's fairly new, so I'm going to hold on to it. This, I recently did a video on SheGlam testing out their products. This is the Skinfluencer Full Coverage Foundation Balm. I have mine in the shade Shell. This is actually a really nice full coverage foundation, and the shade match on me is like perfect, and I just really like using this. I'll just swirl my finger around, tap it around my face, and you have a more natural finish rather than super full coverage, so I do really like that. Then I have this. This is the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is in the shade Fair 120N. This is actually pretty good, but I have this as my full coverage foundation, and guys, I don't even really wear foundation that much anymore, just usually a little bit of concealer and then like cream, you know, bronzer and blush, so I don't think I need this. I've decluttered this before and ended up repurchasing it, but it just doesn't have super good wear time, and it is a very thick and full coverage, so I don't know. I think I'm going to declutter the e.l.f. Then I have this from Fenty. This is the Eavesdrops in the shade 3. I really like that. I'm going to keep it. And then I have this from Kosas. This is the Tinted Face Oil in the shade 3.5. This is like one of those super watery like skin tints. And I don't know, like it could be good. It's just like, I don't know if it's really my vibe these days. I did like it when I would use it, but I don't know if it's exactly the type of product I'm looking for anymore, so I do think I am going to just end up decluttering that one. Down to only 5 foundations. Feeling pretty good about that. Now let's go ahead and move on to concealer. Alright, so I have quite the concealer collection. You know what, I actually think I have one more. Let me grab that. Okay, so now I think this is all of them. I also have this from Merit. This is the Complexion Perfecting Stick. I have mine in the shade Silk, and you can use this as like foundation, concealer, you know, spot coverage, anything like that. So I didn't really know what category to put it in, but I am going to be keeping that. I also have an affiliate link with Merit. You could shop in my description down below if you're interested. I do make a commission off of it, but if you're interested in checking anything out and supporting me, you can go ahead and use that link. But now onto the rest of these. So first one I have is this little Tarte Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer, and I have mine in the shade 20S Light Sand. This is really good. I actually have this in my everyday makeup drawer right now, and I really like the formula of it. It's nice and not super like cakey, like how I find the original version of this concealer can be. The Ultra Creamy version is, like it says, Ultra Creamy, so definitely going to hold on to that. Then what I'm going to declutter is this from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the under eye corrector in the shade Fair Pale, and this is just super old. I've gotten, you know, a ton of use out of it. I just don't reach for it anymore. I prefer to go into my Glossier or my REM Beauty one, or again that Tarte one, so I am just going to declutter this one. Then I have my Benefit Boing Cakeless Concealer. This was a little bit too light for me during the winter time. I have the shade number 1, but I remember last year really loving this concealer, so I definitely want to hold on to that. Then I have this green concealer from Kokie. It's the Be Bright Illuminating Concealer in the shade green. And I don't know, I don't really use, like, I feel like I don't need a green concealer, so I am just going to declutter that one. Then I have my 2 Glossier concealers. I have one in the shade G10 and then one in the shade G11, which is just a little bit lighter. And I do like to use both of these for different purposes, so I'm going to hold on to it. Then I have this one here from NARS. This is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Light 1.25 Affogato. This is really good. I don't like to use this on like my under eyes or anything like that, but it's really good for, you know, spot concealing. So I'm definitely going to hold on to that. Then another, you know, potted concealer that I have is from REM Beauty. I have mine in the shade Fair 6N. It's a little bit light for me, but I do like it for the purpose of brightening, and it has really good coverage. It's sort of similar to the NARS. It's just not as like whipped feeling as the NARS one. This is just a little bit more sort of hard pressed, but I have really been enjoying this one, so I'm going to hold on to that one. Then I have this one here from Lancome. This is the Tint Idol Ultra Wear in the shade Buff N. It's just a little bit too dark for me, to the point where I can't really put it on my under eyes. Like you can kind of see here, it's just not really the correct shade for me. And my mom's a little bit more tan than me, and she's always looking for, you know, new makeup. She always loves to, you know, go through my collection and see what I have. So I think I'm just going to give this to her. So I'm going to declutter the Lancome. Then I have this from Rose Inc. This is in the shade LX030. This is a really good concealer, very full coverage, but I do actually like to use this all over my face as well as sort of like a foundation since it is so full coverage, so I definitely want to hold on to that. And then lastly, this is the Kimchi Chic The Most Concealer. This is just in the shade White. I actually like to use this to prime like my eyelids for if I'm using color, which I haven't really been doing lately, but I do want to hold on to this. It is actually getting a little bit old, but it says 18 months, so I don't think it's been more than 18 months. So yeah, I'm going to hold on to that. And that is it for concealers. I think just to get that drawer over with, I do have my setting sprays in there, so I'm just really quickly going to go through my setting sprays. Okay, so I actually only have 4 setting sprays right now, so I think I'm definitely going to keep my MAC Fix Plus. This is just a really good, like, all-purpose type of spray, so I'm going to hold on to it. I'm also going to hold on to this It Your Skin But Better. It's actually, I probably have maybe like this much of it left. It's a really good setting spray. It melts your makeup together, but it also helps it last a lot longer, so I find that this is a really good one, and also smells super nice. So I'm going to hold on to the It. Then out of these two, I think my Urban Decay one, I think it's time to get rid of it. Oh my gosh, this is only 6 months. I have had this for probably, again, like maybe 2 or 3 years, so I'm definitely going to get rid of it. I probably used up about half of it, so I'm going to declutter that one. And then this Anastasia Beverly Hills one, this is the Dewy set, and this one says 12 months. So I've definitely had it over 12 months, I think, because, I don't know, I did repurchase this one, but I think, again, moving into the winter time when my skin's going to be more dry, I'm definitely going to enjoy this. And, you know, 3 setting sprays isn't that crazy, and this one is going to be empty soon, so I'm going to hold on to these ones and just get rid of that one Urban Decay one. And I'm not sure what's next, but let's go ahead and move on to the next section. Alright, so next section we're on to our powders. So this is loose and pressed. The only pressed one I have is in this little palette here, which I guess we'll start with. This is the Alamar Hydrating Complexion Trio, and as you can tell, I absolutely love the powder in here. I like the bronzers as well, but I use the powder way more. As you can see, I've hit pan in it, so I'm definitely going to hold on to this. It's a really nice glowy powder, and it just brings so much like brightness to my skin. I don't know, I really like it, so definitely gonna hold on to that Alamar palette. Then out of these ones, oh, this is a concealer. Technically, it's the Bare Minerals Powder Concealer in the shade Well Rested. I like to use this on like stubborn spots that won't sort of cover up with regular concealer. I find that the powder concealer is really good, so I'm going to hold on to that one. So not technically a setting powder, but it is a powder product. Then I have this from Lawless. This is the Seal the Deal Loose Setting Powder. I'm almost done with this. I only have a very little bit left, but I'm actually working on finishing up this Maybelline Fit Me one, which I only have a little bit left. So I'm going to keep this one. Then I have, obviously, this one, which I'm working on, which I only have like a super tiny bit left of this one, so that's what I'm using right now. But then I also have a new one that I got sent to me by Influencer, and I do think I'm going to hold on to it because I really like this powder. I used to have it in the shade 10 also, which I think was like the fair light shade, but I like this one better for my under eyes because it's a little bit brighter. So I am going to keep both of those. Then out of these ones, I have the Kokie Translucent Powder, which I kind of do want to try, but it is unopened, and since I have, like, I don't really use loose powder that much anyway. Normally I'm using that one pressed one, so I do think I am going to just pass this along since I haven't used it yet. And then I have this little mini Beauty Bakery flower powder. This is like one of my favorite powders ever, but it's, I don't know, like it's so tiny. I just feel like I would rather just purchase the full size if I ever wanted to use this powder again. But I have so much, like I have these loose powders that I still need to get through, and I like them just as much as this one, so I am going to actually declutter this one, which normally I would never do, but I really want to minimize my collection. I'm sick of just having stuff sit around that I'm not using, so I'm going to be keeping these loose powders, and I'm going to declutter that one as well. So I just went ahead and took out all of my bronzers, which this is so crazy that I still have this many bronzers. I feel like I do so many bronzer declutters, but I don't know, I just never get rid of enough. But anyway, I have these two products here from Alley-Oop, and this one is in the style Sassy Pants. They're like, I mean, they're the same style, just different shade range, and this is fine. The products are sort of like a mousse kind of texture, but they're just not my favorite, so I am going to declutter this, and I'm also going to declutter this one in the color Sunkissed. So I think this one is like more of a baby pink blush, and then this one is more like a peachy coral blush. But regardless, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of both of those. Then the next sort of like blush bronzer thing I have is this from NARS. This is the Iconic Glow Cheek Duo, and this one is kind of sentimental value to me because my boyfriend bought it for me on my birthday like a couple of years ago at this point, so I may need to just move this over into like my sentimental makeup bag, which I do plan on actually filming a video going through all of my sentimental makeup, or like my makeup memory bag or box, whatever. So I think I'm finally just going to move this over into that section since I never really use it that much, and now it is so old I don't really want to use it that much on my face anymore. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move that over. So technically decluttering it out of my collection, but I'm still going to be keeping like the physical product, just not with the rest of my collection. Then I have two cream bronzers. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand, and I only have a very little bit of this left. I should probably just work on using that up. And then I have the one from She Glam in this shade Golden Sun, which I really, really like. Very good, both of these. Really nice tones, so definitely going to hold on to those. Then I have another cream. This is the Tower 28 Bronzino in West Coast, and this one's really good. It's nice and glowy, and it's really pretty to wear just like on bare skin, I feel like, so definitely gonna keep that one. Then, my favorite one ever, as you can see, I have hit pretty good pan in this. This is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light Medium. I feel like I can never ever live without this. It is so good. It's everything that I loved about the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, but even better because it's a little bit more like glowy, or it's even a little bit thinner. I don't know, but it just makes my skin look so good. So I'm 100% keeping this and definitely going to repurchase once I actually use that up. Because I love that one so much, I do think I am going to declutter this e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Honey Drip. I have used up one of these before. It's really, really good, but I just don't think I'm going to reach for this one over my Makeup by Mario one, so I am going to declutter it since it's brand new. Then another cream one that I have is with Merit. This is the Perfecting Complexion Stick in the shade Amber, which is a really, really nice sort of contour-y bronzer shade for me. And I do work with Merit long term, so I just think that this would be really handy to hold on to. And again, I do really, really like the product, so definitely gonna hold on to that one. So I think that that's it for like creams and everything. Now we just have some powders left. And this is also just not including that other Alamar palette that had like the other like two bronzers in it. So these are just like the standalone bronzers that I have. I have this one from Physicians Formula. This is the Butter Bronzer, and this is just like a little mini one that I got at like a TJ Maxx a while back. And this one's really nice. So I don't know, I'm gonna come back to this one and see what else I'm keeping, and that one's a maybe. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to say goodbye to my Sun Puppy Bronzer. This is so cute. It was limited edition. It is absolutely adorable, but I have had this for so long and I think I have to get rid of it. So I'm gonna declutter that one unwillingly. And I have this from Complex Culture. This is the Sunbath Baked Bronzer, and this one's really pretty. I think it's pretty similar actually to the Butter Bronzer. It's just not as glowy as the Butter Bronzer and maybe a touch cooler, but I think I prefer the Formula Butter Bronzer. It's a little bit more creamy than this one, so I am going to declutter the Complex Culture. Then I have my favorite ever NARS matte bronzer in the shade Vallarta, and this is actually isn't like completely matte. It has a really, really pretty like sort of soft satiny finish, and this is my favorite bronzer in the entire world, so definitely gonna hold on to that one. Then these ones, they all are the same but different. Same in the fact that they're matte bronzers, but different in the fact that they're different shades. So I have Hoola, which is very similar, I think, to my Dior one, which I have it in the shade 05 Warm Bronze, which actually isn't super, super warm. I find that it's a really nice, like, you know, more cool toned one. And I mean, obviously I want to keep my Dior one. I purchased this with my own money and it was much more expensive than the Benefit Hoola one, which just came in like a holiday kit. So I think I'm just going to declutter the Hoola and I'm going to keep the Dior. And then I have this one here from Viseart. This one I bought for like $7 off of like a boxy pop-up. And to be honest, I'm not going to reach for it over my Dior one. So I'm going to declutter the Viseart. And then this one I actually have here from Mented is in the shade Beach Bum, and this is a really nice, more warm-toned one. And you would think that it would come up a little bit orangey on like my fairly pale skin, but it blends out like amazing, and it just is such a beautiful warmth that I'm really gonna be craving in the winter time, and I definitely can see myself reaching for it. Again, if these are my only 4 like powder bronzers, I'm very happy with that. It's a really good variety. So that is all the bronzers that I'm gonna be keeping and getting rid of. I feel really like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders with that one, because guys, my blush bronzer drawer is crazy, and now we are going to move on to blushes, which is going to be insane. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I also just realized I missed a powder from earlier. I have my Pat McGrath like under eye blurring powder, and I am going to be keeping that one. Okay, so I think that this is all of my blushes, which it's an insane amount, so let's just dig right into it. I might not give as in-depth explanations as to why you know, I'm going to be keeping something or decluttering it, just because I did do a declutter video within the last couple of months or so, and I have not too many new products, which, you know, I will touch on them if they are newer or whatever, but we'll just get into it. So I have this here from Chantecaille. This is the cheek shade in the shade Grace, which is the turtle shade, and I am going to be keeping this one. Then I have the Animal Crossing Flower Power blush, which is a really pretty, unique shade that I kind of want to touch on a little bit more and use a little bit more. I am going to hold on to the Animal Crossing one. One that I'm going to get rid of and declutter is this from Too Faced. This was the Butterfly Babe blush, and I just don't love the like super metallic type of finish on this one, and yeah, I'm just going to declutter that one. Then I have this from Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Paradise Venus, which is super pretty, a beautiful terracotta shade. I just, you know, I gotta swatch this one out. I won't swatch out all of them, but just the ones that are my favorites. So I'm gonna keep that one. Then another favorite of mine is this one from Kimchi Chic. This is the shade Vacation, and it's like a dual-sided blush. Normally I just sort of mix them together, but super pretty. Absolutely love that one and keeping it. Then I have these from the Disney High School Musical collection. I have the shade Wildcats, Playoffs, and Freaky Genius Girl. So Wildcats looks like this. It's very pale, which looks super similar to the Maybelline Fit Me one in the shade number 10, which I think was a little bit too light. I had tested out using this one, and it's just not for me. So I'm going to declutter the Maybelline one and this one here, just because I know I'm not going to reach for them since they don't really show up on my skin. So I'm going to get rid of those two. Then this one is the Freaky Genius Girl, which is a very bright pink. I don't know. I don't think I would reach for this shade specifically. If I was doing a pink, I would do something more rosy, I think. But I don't know. We'll kind of see. This is going to be a maybe. And then I have this one in Playoffs, which is the shade that, you know, I would probably reach for. So we'll go ahead and do a swatch of this one. And pretty subtle, actually. You know what? I'm gonna swatch out this pink and see what this looks like. Okay, so very hot pink. I don't know. I think I'll declutter Freaky Genius Girl, and I'm gonna keep Playoffs. Then I have this from M Cosmetics. This is the Venetian Rose, like little droplet blush thing, and I'm going to keep that. Then I have two other cream blushes here. I have this one from Rare Beauty, is in the shade Nearly Neutral. Absolutely love this, gonna keep. And then Bobbi Brown Powder Pink, which is also really beautiful, and definitely gonna keep. I'm obsessed with that one. Then I have these two from Tower 28. I have the shade Golden Hour, which is a really pretty peachy, sort of orangey shade and very unique to my collection, so definitely gonna hold on to that. That was sent to me from them. And then this one in the shade Magic Hour, which is my favorite from them. So beautiful. Oh my gosh, I have to get into using this a little bit more. I was testing out the Shein ones a little bit more, or the She Glam ones. I had these in my everyday makeup drawer, but I think I have to put this one back in my everyday drawer once I film that again. So definitely gonna keep those two. And again, those ones were sent to me from Tower 28. Then I have this palette from Pat McGrath, which I showed earlier. This was the Divine Blush and Glow Trio in Galactic Sun. So pretty. Definitely gonna hold on to this one. Absolutely love it. Then the next blush I have is this one here from Ciate. This is in the shade Date Night, which has been a very long time favorite of mine. It is so pretty. It's extremely glowy, and it just has the most beautiful finish to it. But as much as I love this, I am going to declutter it, but it won't be gone from my collection forever because I get Ipsy every month and you can see like a preview of your bag. And I saw that they're sending me like a little mini version, kind of in similar packaging to this one, of the Date Night blush. And I figured I should just get rid of this super old one and just start using the newer one that they're going to send over to me anyway. So I'm going to declutter this one for now. And while I'm kind of talking about this one as well, this is a little mini one from Tarte in the shade Captivating. And again, it's pretty. I've used it a couple of times. It was in my everyday makeup drawer for a little bit, but it's just a touch too like corally orangey for me to like actually wanting to be wearing it. So I am going to declutter that one. Then I have this one from MAC. This is in the shade Warm Soul, which is just so pretty. It's a classic, and I just absolutely love it. I always see myself reaching for this one when it's in my everyday drawer. Oh, I kind of swatched it across my knuckles, so you can't really see it, but it's really pretty. I like it a lot. Also because of the light, it's kind of washed out. It's very fair shade, as you can tell, but it's really nice and buildable and very wearable, so definitely gonna hold on to that one. Then I have these two here from Merit. I have this one in the shade Terracotta, which looks like this. It's just a really nice nude. And then I have this one in the shade Cheeky, which is in their newer packaging. And again, really, really pretty, sort of like a cute kind of berry pink, and these blend out super nicely. And again, I am working long-term with Merit, so it'll be really helpful to have their products on hand. So definitely going to hold on to those two. Then out of these ones, my favorite, like, forever is this one here from Milani. This is in the shade Luminoso. I think this is old packaging at this point, but it's so pretty. I'm making a decent dent in flattening out like the baked part of it, but it's just gorgeous, and it never fails to make my cheeks look beautiful, so definitely gonna hold on to that one. Another one I'm definitely gonna keep is this from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand in the shade Pinkgasm. Absolutely love this. This is just like, it took me forever to get my hands on this because it was always sold out, but it's just so pretty. It definitely lives up to the hype. I really love it and definitely recommend it if you're in the market for a little bit of a more, you know, luxury type of product. It's just so pretty. Definitely love that one. Then I have this one from Clinique, which is the Cheek Pop in the shade Fig Pop. And this one I really liked, and I'm really, you know, I'm tempted to keep it, but I want to see actually how it compares to this one from Pat McGrath that I'm keeping. This one is more of a matte finish, but I think, like, I don't know, blended out. They're very similar shades, and I can see myself reaching for the Pat McGrath over the Clinique one just because this one is more of, you know, like a sort of luxury type of experience, and I've had this one for quite a while. It is really pretty, but I don't know, I just haven't reached for it in a super long time, so I am going to declutter the Clinique. Now we're on to these last three. I have this one from Melt, which is in the shade Raw Honey. It's one of their, like, Digital Dust Duo blushes, and this one, I wish I never bought it, just in this shade maybe, I don't know, because it's just not what I thought it would be. It's very metallic, and I don't love the finish that it has on my cheeks, if I'm being honest. The only reason why I'm having such a hard time decluttering it is because it was so expensive and I bought it with my own money. I don't wear it that much, and I have other blushes that make me more happy that I would rather wear than that one. Then I have these two from She Glam. I am in love with this one here. It's in the shade Love Cake. It is so pretty. I've been wearing it like every single day since I got it. It's just such a pretty like pink, and this is what kind of, you know, introduced me into using a little bit more pinky shades. This one, the Charlotte Tilbury one and the She Glam one have shown me that I actually kind of like pink. But I have this one also in the shade Devoted, which is a little bit more of like a coral orange type of color, which I just don't really see myself actually reaching for. It's pretty dark, and I would just much rather use Love Cake over this one. So even though I just got this, I do think I am going to declutter Devoted. Now we are on to my highlighters. Don't mind that you can kind of see some of the blushes over here. I'm waiting to put everything back until afterward because I have to fit everything back into my containers that I have in my drawer. So don't mind the blushes you can see on the side, but time to tackle my highlighter. So first one I have here is from Pat McGrath. This is so beautiful. This is the Lunar Nude Skin Fetish Sublime highlighter, and it is really gorgeous, so definitely going to keep that one. Then I have three of these Becca ones, which I never wear them. I am actually going to declutter this Champagne Pop here. It's in like this limited edition packaging, but I'm going to move this into my memory makeup. I think that this is so beautiful, and I do not want to get rid of it, but I just don't use it, and it's also very old, so I'm going to declutter that one. And then I have these two. This one is in the shade Rose Quartz, and this one's in the shade Moonstone. I feel like I decluttered one of these back then, like back in one of my other declutters, but I think I brought it back. I think I'm going to keep Rose Quartz, and I'm actually going to give away Moonstone just because I didn't realize like you can still buy like multiple of the Becca shades. I thought it was just Champagne Pop that you could get through Smashbox, but I think you can get, you know, more than just Champagne Pop from them. So if I ever wanted to like actually repurchase Moonstone, I can, but I just don't need it right now, and I would rather hold on to Rose Quartz since it's a little bit more unique in being, you know, a touch more pink, and this one's just sort of like a basic kind of champagne color, which I have so many of. So I'm going to declutter Moonstone and keep Rose Quartz. Then I have this MAC one here. This is in the shade Double Gleam. This is the Extra Dimension Skin Finish. So pretty. Really love this. It's like a beautiful sort of white gold, and I don't know, I love it. It's getting old, so this may be the last declutter that it survives, but it's super pretty, and I have a pretty decent dip going in it, so I am going to hold on to that one. This one is in the shade Soft and Gentle. It's the Mineralized Skin Finish. This is so pretty. I love this one. Whenever it's in my everyday makeup drawer, if I have this and like, you know, one or two other highlighters, I literally only ever reach for this one because it's my favorite of like probably all time as far as highlighters go. Maybe the REM Beauty one too, but this one's really good, so I'm gonna keep that one. Then one that I can get rid of is this one here from Fenty. This is in Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. I got this at TJ Maxx for like super cheap. It's like this orange and purple one, and I've used it before and it worked, but I just haven't used it in forever and I don't need to hold on to it, so I'm just gonna declutter that one. Then I have the Natasha Denona Super Glow. So pretty, such a natural looking highlighter. It's like really undetectable on the skin, but it still has really nice shine, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. Then I have this one here from Pixi by Petra. This is in the shade Delicate Dew. It's their Glowy Gossamer Duo, and this is so crazy like pigmented, and this used to be my project pan, so I have a really big dip going in it, but these are like next level highlighters. They're super insane, so really fun, and I definitely want to keep those. Then I have this highlighting palette from Ofra. This is from the Nikki Tutorials trio. It has Space Baby, Glazed Donut, and Glow Goals. I just never reach for this, even though it's super pretty. I don't use it because it's a palette, so I'm just gonna declutter that one. The declutter box is full. Let me go grab another box. Give me one sec. Okay, so continuing, I have this from Fenty. This is the Diamond Dust, or this is the Diamond Balm in How Many Carats. This is so pretty. I'm not gonna swatch it. It's literally just like clear with like silvery glitter. All right, I'll swatch it. It's so pretty. I love using this like whenever I go out with my friends and stuff because it looks super pretty at night, like under lights and stuff. And I don't know, I just really like it. So definitely gonna hold on to that one. Then out of these, I think we can get rid of a couple, except for this one. This is the REM Beauty one in the shade Miss Mercury. This is super pretty. It's really beautiful, like super nice, you know, shine to the skin without looking like powdery on top of it. I really enjoy it, so definitely gonna hold on to that one. All very similar shades that I'm keeping here, but you know, it's what I like. Then I have this one from Stila. This is the Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Kitten, and this is one of those little putty ones. And again, really gorgeous. Definitely holding on to that one. Geez, am I really not getting rid of that many highlighters? I thought I would do better, but I just have so many favorites. I don't know. I guess I could get rid of this one from About Face. This is the Light Lock Highlight Fluid in Fight or Flight. It's really pretty. This is my only liquid highlighter, but I think I'm just going to get rid of it because it's super blinding. Like, it's really cool. It's kind of like a cool lavender color, but I just don't ever really reach for it. And even though it's amazing, I don't use it. So I can just go ahead and give that to somebody else. And then my favorite ever, Wet n Wild. At one point in time, I had all of them from this collection. The packaging is so bad. It literally breaks and they're awful, but I have Precious Petals here, which is, you know, a classic. It's very similar. I say it's a dupe for Champagne Pop from Becca, and then Bloom Time is just super unique and special. I really like it. It's like pinky, but it has this kind of, I don't know, it's just like the lighter version of Precious Petals. But since I know Precious Petals is really old, so I'm just going to go ahead and just throw this one away since it's falling apart and it's really old. Even though it's one of my favorites, I have, you know, a ton of use in it. I think it's finally time to get rid of it. And next time I see Bloom Time in person, if I can find it, maybe I'll buy a new one off of Poshmark or something. I'm going to pick up a new one, but since I love it so much, I don't want to get rid of it. So I am going to hold on to this busted up broken one, because I can't get rid of it. It's too good. But that's all my highlighters. Definitely kept way more than I wanted to, but I don't know. I guess we'll just revisit it in the next declutter within the next couple of months or so, because that's the best I can do. So now let me go ahead and grab my organizers and see how I can kind of fit everything all together. I am so sorry, guys. I also missed 3 more highlighters that I am going to be keeping. I have my Merit one. This is the highlighting balm in the shade Kava. It is so pretty. I really like this one. It's very natural, and I just love to use this on top of my cheekbones. And then this one, I've been obsessed with, the She Glam one, the Cosmic Crystal Mousse Highlighter in Moonbeam. It is really gorgeous. I love this. I always use it on my inner corner also, but it's super pretty. And then this one from Kimchi Chic is in Hollywood Glow. Obsessed, really pretty. Normally I just mix them together and it's like a super, you know, kind of blinding lighter toned highlight, but it's really pretty. So yeah, I missed those. But now let's go ahead and move on to the next section. Another one that I missed is this one from Estate. This is their Do Me highlighter in the shade Lit, which is really, really pretty. But I mean, as you can see, I have a ton of really, really pretty highlighters. So I am just going to declutter this one. All right, so I have all of my eyeliners and mascaras and everything off to the side over here, so don't mind that. But I did just separate out my brow products, so I'm really quickly going to go through them. So I have this from She Glam. This was just the liquid eyebrow pencil, which is just kind of like this brow pen, which I actually really, really like. So I am going to hold on to that one. Then, of course, my favorite brow gel ever is this one from Merit. This is just in the shade Brown, and it's just a really good tinted brow gel, which I use pretty much every single day, so I'm going to hold on to that. Then I have this mini one from Kosas. This is the Air Brow in the shade Medium Brown, and I do really, really like this. It's just the fact that it's a little mini one. I just don't really reach for it. It's actually pretty dried up, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and declutter the Kosas Air Brow. Then I have the Air Brow in Clear, which is just like the regular full size, which is a really good clear one. A clear one that I don't absolutely love is this one from Patrick Ta. This is the Major Brow Lamination Gel. This always leaves like a sort of tacky, like film in my eyebrows. Like if, let's say, I'm like, you know, scratching or touching my face or something, it'll get kind of like flaky, I guess, in my eyebrows. So I just don't really love that, and I would just much rather use the Air Brow if I'm using a clear brow gel. So I'm going to declutter the Patrick Ta. Then I just have two brow pencils I'm working on right now. I actually just finished using up my MAC eyebrow styler in the shade Spiked. So I have this one from Kosas. This is the Brow Pop in, I think, Medium Brown. Yeah, Medium Brown I'm going to keep. And then I have this from Rowan with the shade Medium, which I'm going to keep. I really like that one. I also have this brow gel from Huda Beauty. This is the Balm Brows Full and Fluffy, which was also in Medium Brown. The sticker just fell off. And it's this really nice, like, super thin sort of bristle, which, you know, I don't use this one as much as my Merit one, but might as well hold on to it. I don't have a ton of brow products. And then lastly, I just have this from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Wiz, but it's in the shade Ebony, which is a little bit too dark. I don't even remember how this came into my possession, but I'm just going to go ahead and declutter that one as well. So these are my brow products that I'm keeping, and let's move on to eyeliners next. Okay, so these are all of my like pencil eyeliners. The first two I'm going to get rid of are these from NYX. This is the Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk and then in Black Bean. And these I got for Halloween like maybe 2 years ago, I want to say, but I think the lifespan on them is, yeah, it's only 9 months. So I'm definitely just going to get rid of these, and I can always just repurchase them if I needed them again. I had them like for Halloween, but I don't know. I don't think I'm really going to do like a crazy Halloween look this year. So I'm going to declutter those two. Then I have this from Buxom, which I got in a like Poshmark, I think, makeup mystery box. And this is in Stylin' Black. Oh, Sultry Black. And it was like this weird like coal thing. I don't even know, but it was all dried up and there was basically no product in it. So I'm just going to throw that one away. Then I have this one from Too Faced. This is the Killer Liner in Killer Camo. This is such a cool shade. It's like, oh, well, I just broke it. Let me try to swatch a little bit anyway. But it's just like this cool like camouflage green shade. I also really need to take these swatches off my hand, but I'm gonna keep that one. And then I also have this from Urban Decay, another green one in the shade Mildew, which is super cool. It has a little bit of like a more metallic finish, so I don't know, I'm gonna keep that. Then I have this from Araceli. This is the Ojos Perfectos Gel Pencil Liner in the shade Navy, which sometimes I actually do use this. And I like that it's not as harsh as black, so I do like that. And then this one is from Pixie. This is their eye pencil in Bronze Beam, which is also very, very pretty. So I'm just going to hold on to these ones, you know, just 4 pencil eyeliners, nothing too crazy. As far as liquid liners go, let me pull out, I have these brown ones here. So I have this one from ColourPop. I just want to make sure that, you know, all these work. So that one is nice and juicy, so we'll keep that one. Sorry also if you can hear there are like birds outside of my window chirping, so I'm really sorry if you can hear that. But this is the Fenty Fly Liner in the shade The Big Truffle. And this one, yeah, that one's really good. This is my favorite ever. And then I have this one from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Feline Flick in like the brown shade, which I'm also going to keep. I also really, really like that one. So those are my liquid liners I definitely want to keep as far as brown goes. Then I only have one black liquid liner, and I've actually never even used it before. So this is like the KVD tattoo liner, which I'll hold on to because I feel like, you know, it's always good to have at least one black liquid liner. I don't know, but I'll keep that. Then I have these ones, which are from the ColourPop collection. I have a white one in the shade Graceland. I think I went through these not too long ago. Yeah, so that one's good. Then I have this green one in the Hills, which should be good. I guess we'll kind of see on my next use, but it feels okay. Then I have this blue one in Sky High, which is good. I have this red one in Try Me, which is good. And then I have a different red one in Chili, which I think is like a brighter red. Yeah, I mean, do I need both of them? Let me see which one. Actually, I think I like Chili better. I think it's a little bit newer and a little bit more juicy. So I'll keep Chili and I'll get rid of Try Me. All right, so that is it for liners. Nothing too crazy again. Now let's go ahead and move on to mascara. Okay, so again, aside from these eyeliners on the side, this is, I think, all of my mascara, if I'm correct. Yeah, I think this is it. I actually haven't worn mascara in months because I've just been doing the Kiss Falscara lashes, so I haven't even been wearing mascara, but I will still keep a couple of them, but some of them are pretty old and they need to be thrown away. But basically, I have this one from Maybelline. This is the Sky High in the shade brown, the shade True Brown, actually. And even though I don't wear this like on my top lashes, obviously, sometimes I like to put a little brown on my bottom lashes just to add a little bit of dimension, even when I have the lash extensions on. So I'm going to keep that one for Maybelline. Then I have an unopened Too Faced Better Than Sex, which I guess is good to keep on hand, I guess, for, you know, eventually when I don't wear these lashes every single day, which I don't know when that will be, but I don't know, it's unopened, so it's still good. Then I have this one from L'Oreal. This is the Air Volume in Waterproof. It's just like a black shade. This one's really good. It's one of my all-time favorite drugstore mascaras. This one and the L'Oreal Telescopic. But the Air Volume's pretty good as well. This is fairly newish, so I think I'm okay to still hold on to that one for a little bit longer. I have this one from Benefit. This is the Bad Gal Bang in the shade Intense Pitch Black. I'm going to declutter this one just because I'm holding on to this one, so I don't need like another like unopened one to keep. Actually, as I'm saying that, I am going to keep this one. This is from Lancome. This is the La 8 Hypnose Serum Infused Volumizing Mascara. This is really cool. I haven't checked out what the brush looks like, but it's in this like glass packaging. And I think it's really cool. Oh, I do want to hold on to this. I've had this for quite a long time, but I've just never like, you know, interacted with it. It's just kind of been sitting in my drawer. Then I have a couple that are opened. Not this one though. This is the Tarte Maneater mascara. This is just a little mini. I'm going to declutter that. But I have this one from Benefit. This is the Roller Lash. And this one's been open for quite a while. And again, I haven't worn lashes since April. So, and now it's September. So it's been like, you know, for whatever, 5 months since I've even worn mascara. So I'm going to declutter that one. Then I have the MAC Magic Extension, which I'm also going to declutter. I've had this for longer than 6 months. Then I have the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes, and this one is pretty new-ish, so I'm going to keep that one for now. I have this L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise, which I'm going to declutter. I also have this one from Grande. This is the Grande Mascara, the Waterproof Conditioning Peptide Mascara. I never really even liked this one anyway. It took like 1,000 coats to even look decent, so yeah. That paired with that it's old, I'm just going to declutter that one. Only mascaras I'm going to keep are these ones. 2 of them are for future, and then these ones are if I ever get to them before they're completely totally dried up. So that's it for mascaras. Now I think I just have some like lash glue and then eye primers and then some like liquid shadows and stuff, or shadow sticks. So we'll go ahead and move on to that next. So these are like eye primers, liquid shadows, eye sticks, and some lash glues. I'm just going to keep both of them. This is from XO Beauty. This is their clear lash adhesive, which I'm going to hold on to. And then this one from Lash Couture. It's just the regular strip lash adhesive. I don't really use these because I just use like the Kiss Falscara like bond adhesive to put on lashes, but they're just good to have. So I'll hold on to those. Then I have some eye primers. I'm going to keep these two. I'm going to keep the ColourPop Party Proof eye primer, which is just like a regular sort of like translucent non-creasing eye primer, so I'm gonna keep that. And then I have the NYX glitter primer, which is just like more of a sticky one, which is good for glitter, obviously. But then I have this one from Basic Beauty. This is just their eyeshadow primer. I'm not even really sure what it looks like. I guess we'll kind of see. Yeah, very basic from Basic Beauty, but I'm going to declutter that one. I have this from Stila. This is in Smoldering Satin. So pretty. I'm definitely going to hold on to this one. Probably won't survive the next declutter because it is fairly old, but it's not completely dried up yet, so I'm going to take that as a win, and I'm going to hold on to it. Then I have this from House Laboratories. This is in the shade Rye, and I think they did a rebrand, if I'm not incorrect, and now they're in Sephora, but this is kind of cool. I just don't think I'm going to use it since it's so dark, so I'm going to declutter this one since it's unused. And I have this from REM Beauty. This is in the shade Science Fair, which is super pretty, but I just, again, don't really wear eyeshadow too much, let alone liquid shadows, so I'm going to declutter that. I also have this from the Beauty Crop, and this one comes with like a metallic-y side, which is actually very pretty, and then a like matte shade, which is kind of cool. I don't know, I kind of want to hold on to this one. Since I'm getting rid of all my other liquids aside from the Stila, I feel like all three of these can kind of go together, so I'll hold on to that one for now. Then I have this from Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Golden Pink, which is like one of their little crayon stick things, kind of going over top of some other highlighters, but very pretty. I actually want to put this in my everyday makeup drawer so I can use it as like an inner corner highlight type of thing. Then I have this one in the shade Golden Bronze. So, ooh, that is really pretty. All right, I think I gotta keep that. That's kind of cool. Let me see, actually, does it like blend out nicely? Ooh, okay, I'm gonna hold on to this one. It's also mini, and I'm getting rid of pretty much everything else. So this is this little organizer. Let me try and fit everything in. This one I'll put in my everyday makeup drawer, and then these ones, I have my eyeliner sitting like standing up upside down in a different section, so nice, pretty good. Now let's go ahead and move on to lips. Oh, before I move on to lips, I just realized I missed two things. I also have this from Bare Minerals. This is their Maximist Phyto Fiber Volumizing Mascara. I'm going to declutter that, and then I also have this from Galactic Metallic Eye Sparkle. It's not even open, but you know what? I'm just gonna declutter that right away because, again, I'm not really gonna use it, and I have that Stila one. If I ever think to reach for one, I'll probably just go for that, or the one from Beauty Crop also is really pretty as well. All right, so I have this section over here, which is like my overstock of my lip products, and then I have this, which was in like my everyday makeup drawer, which ended up being quite a bit of stuff, so we'll just go through that first, I think. I just have this lip balm from Kinship. This is the Super Melt Vegan Lip Jelly Mask. It's almost empty, so I just want to work on using that up, so I'm going to keep it. I also had this Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask. I also have the berry one on my nightstand, which I've been working on, but this one I just like to use before I put like my makeup on and stuff, or I'm just sitting at my desk. It's the Apple Lime one, really good. So I'm gonna hold on to those two. Those are just lip balms though. Oh, one other lip balm I have is this one from Atlanta Lips. It's the 101 Ointment in Strawberry, also very good. Then moving on to like actual lip products, I have this from Merit. This is in the shade La Avenue, and I'm just gonna go ahead and I guess I'll swatch my lipsticks. I feel like it's more fun that way. So this is what La Avenue looks like. Clean this up a little. Really pretty. One of my go-to lipsticks. It's so gorgeous. Then I have these two lip tints from the ColourPop and High School Musical collaboration. They're the Just a Tint lip tints, and I don't know what the shade name is. I think, oh, so this one is Status Quo, which is really pretty. It's just kind of like a peachy nude, and I'm gonna hold on to it. And then I also have this one in the shade Cello, which is a red, but it goes on like pretty sheer, and I actually really like how it looks, so I am going to keep those ones. Then I also have this one from Too Faced. It's just a Lip Injection Extreme, which I'm going to hold on to. It's pretty new. And then I have two lip products here from Tower 28. My all-time favorite lip product ever is this one in the shade Fearless, which is a really pretty like sheer purple kind of shade, and I don't know, it just gives a really nice flush to the lips, so I'm going to hold on to that one. And then I also have this one in the shade Cashew, which is like a nudish kind of gloss. Really, really pretty as well. And going to keep that one. This one was sent to me, but the one in Fearless I purchased on my own with my own money. Then I have this one from KVD. This is the Lolita Vinyl Lip Cream. This is so pretty. They actually just discontinued these. I purchased it when it's like 50% off, but it's such a pretty shade. I really, really like it, and I can't wait to wear it more in the fall time. I also have this lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in Pillow Talk Medium 2. I just sharpened it, so that's why it looks kind of crazy, but so pretty. Absolutely love this shade. As you can tell, I have like a certain genre that I really like, which is like these ones right over here. Then I also have this lip tint from She Glam, which is in the shade Memories, and it looks kind of funny in here, but it really just tints your lips. Like it kind of fades into a really nice color. Oops, I have a video actually where, again, testing She Glam, where I tried this product out. So if you want to see what this looks like on my lips actually, you can go ahead and check out that video. I have that one. Then I have this, which is probably my like ride or die lip product. It's so good. This is from Clinique. It's their Black Honey Almost lipstick. It is just like the most perfect kind of Your Lips But Better shade. I don't know. I really, really like that one. It's super gorgeous. And then, oops, one that's a pretty similar shade actually is this from Tarte. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump. And I probably shouldn't swatch it because it's like plumping. It'll probably irritate my skin, but it's a really nice shade. And again, goes with that sort of, you know, one shade range that I really like. Another one very similar actually, this is the Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer in Venetian Rose from M Cosmetics. This is super pretty. So really enjoy that one as well. Then in my bag actually, which do I have next to me? I do. I actually have a couple of lip products in here as well that I always like to keep with me. So I have this one from Tarte. This is just one of their little Sugar Rush Cherry Slush lip glosses. It's basically like a sheer lip gloss, but it's just really nice to have to throw on. It has a little bit of a tint to it, but I don't know, I just like to have that as a little bit of a more moisturizing option. And then I also have this lip plumper. This is the Man Eater Lip Plump in the shade Buff. And this one is very plumping, so I'm not going to put that on my hand because I can already tell you that that would irritate my skin. And then this is amazing. Very similar to the Black Honey shade. This is the Dior Lip Glow in the shade number 20 Mahogany. It's more of a tinted lip balm. It has a little bit of more like, I don't know how to explain it, a little bit more sort of shine to it, and it just is a little bit more hydrating, so this is really nice for reapplication. So yeah, those are my ones that I keep in my bag. Definitely gonna keep those. So that's everything that was in like my everyday makeup drawer. Let me just set all this stuff kind of back aside, and then we can get started into this section. Right, so starting into here, we got a couple of things. Ooh, I see some things that accidentally snuck their way in here that were supposed to go with my eye products. I have them like next to each other in the drawer, so it kind of fell over. But I have this Merit Mascara, which is, again, really, really good, and it's also fairly new. They did send this to me, so I'm going to hold on to this. And then I have this from Ciate. This is their Eye Luster Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Eclectic. This thing is so gorgeous. Do a little swatch just because it's super pretty. It's kind of like a really nice rose gold, and I am going to keep that. So now getting into everything that's in here, I have a couple of products right on the top that are actually sealed that I'm just going to declutter right away. So I have this one, I think from Lovecraft Beauty. Not entirely sure though. You know, I don't even know. Yeah, Lovecraft Beauty, and I think it's in the shade Romantic. It appears to have some sort of like little glitter in it. I don't really know what the product is, but I can tell you that I'm just not going to wear it. So I'm going to declutter that. Then I have this from B Cosmetic. It's a liquid velvet lipstick. Not really sure the shade. Maybe I will open it up. Ooh, okay, so it's like kind of a berry pink color. It's in the shade Bubbly. I am going to declutter that one. And then I have this from Tenace, Sunset to the Stars Lip Oil. I literally just got a brand new lip oil from She Glam. This is the Jelly Wow that I am going to keep, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter that. So right off the bat, I'm going to declutter those three. Then I have all of these Animal Crossing lip crayons from the ColourPop collection, but they're really, really old at this point, so I just don't really think I'm going to wear them anymore, or like, you know, feel comfortable wearing them on my lips. My favorite one was this coconut one. It was the one that I had the most use in. It was really, really good. So I really liked that shade. It's, again, very similar actually to the Dior Lip Glow in Mahogany, but I'm going to declutter these into my memory makeup since I'm not going to wear them anymore, but I don't want to get rid of them. Then I have this here from, this is from like one of Tarte's other brands. It's like Awake or something. It's in the shade Peach. It's their Lip Therapy lip mask, and I've used it a couple of times, but I don't know. I don't really need it. I have like my two Laneige ones, so I don't really need a little mini one, so I'm going to declutter that one. Then I have some more of these Tower 28 glosses. I think that might be it. I have this one in the shade Fire, which I'm going to keep. And then these two were sent to me. I have the shade Coconut and then the shade Pistachio, which all very, very pretty. So definitely going to hold on to them. I also have this, which was from ColourPop. This is from the Mandalorian collection that they had. This was in the shade Dinjarin, which is like the Mandalorian's actual name. But this is really, really pretty. It kind of rubbed off, and I don't know, I just feel like I have other stuff where I don't really need to hold on to this anymore. I used to keep this in my bag, but then I added in the other like Tarte Maneater lip plumping gloss, so I didn't really need this anymore, so I am just going to declutter that one. Then I have some Fenty glosses. I think I just have two. This one is in the shade Fenty Glow. This is like one of their cream ones that they had, and it's very pretty. I just don't wear it that much. I don't love the scent of Fenty products, and you know what? I kind of want to see how that compares actually to Pistachio from Tower 28 because I feel like they look pretty similar. Yeah, I feel like Pistachio is just a tiny like touch more pink, and since I'm going to keep it and they are so similar, I think I'm just going to declutter this one from Fenty. And I think I'm also just going to declutter this other one. This is in the shade Pink Dragonfly, which is like a sort of metallic-y color, which I just don't really ever wear. So yeah, I'm just going to declutter that other Fenty one as well. Then I have this from Glossier. This is the Wild Fig Balm.com, and this is really good. Let me see, it says 18 months actually, so I don't think I've had it for longer than 18 months. Definitely over a year. I don't think over 2 years. I don't know. I have to see how long ago my Project Pan videos were because that was like the last time I used it. It still smells pretty good, so I'll hold on to it for now. I like the color of it. Then I have this from Rowan. This is in the shade Charlie, and this is really good. It's like one of their liquid lip balm type of products, and I really like this. It smells a little minty, which isn't my absolute favorite, but I don't know, the formula and the color I feel like just makes up for it. So I'm definitely going to keep that one. I have another lip liner, actually. This is from Mented. This is the lip pencil in the shade Lala, which is very pretty, very similar actually to the Charlotte Tilbury one. Maybe a little bit deeper, and the formula is a little bit more creamy since it is like a twist up, but I do really like it, so I'm gonna hold on to that one. Then I have two MAC lipsticks. Yeah, I have this one in the shade Ladybug, which is like a sheer red, but I actually think I'm just going to declutter it because I don't ever wear red, and if I were, I would honestly just choose to wear that ColourPop just a hint lip tint, so I am going to declutter that one. So then this other one I have here is a little mini of Velvet Teddy, which is super, super pretty. It's just very old, and it doesn't smell like that really nice MAC lipstick smell. It just kind of smells like crayon, so I do think it went off. So unfortunately, even though the color is beautiful, I do think I am going to have to get rid of that one. I also have two, or actually three, other Merit products here, which I'm going to hold on to. This one is in the shade Millennial, and this is a really, really pretty, like, pinky kind of shade, which I love the formula of these Merit lipsticks because you can sheer them out or you can build them up to be a little bit deeper, which is why that shade La Avenue is so nice. So I am going to hold on to that one. And then I have the lip oil in the shade Sangria, which I think is super pretty, and I really like this one for fall time since it's a little bit deeper than some of these other shades that I normally use. So of course holding on to that one. And then I have this one in the shade Bel Air, which is like a sheer color, which has a little bit of shimmer, but I feel like once I put it on, you can't really see it that much. So it's just a really nice sort of clear lip oil, which of course I'm going to keep. Then we have a couple of other little products down here. I have these three mini ones from Charlotte Tilbury. I have this one is in the shade Walk of No Shame, which I really like that one. Definitely going to keep it. I'm probably going to keep all of these, but this one's in the shade Pillow Talk, which is just such a classic, super pretty. And then this one is in the shade Very Victoria, which is very similar to Pillow Talk. It's just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more, I feel like it's a little bit more sheer almost. It's very similar shades, but it's just a little bit more sheer and maybe a little bit more nude. But I really like those, so I am going to keep them. Then I have this lipstick from Lancome. This is in the shade 274, which the packaging is really cool, and I love the color of this. Again, I can't wait to wear this in the fall time when I feel like it's, I don't know, I just like to wear some, you know, more bold shades, I guess, in the fall time. But so pretty. Definitely gonna hold on to this one. Then I have this Maracuja Juicy Lip in clear, which I don't need, but I love this, like, I love this thing. These are so good. I used to have a bunch of these, but they were all old. I do have this little mini one down here in the shade Strawberry, which I am going to have to get rid of. It melted and remade itself and melted like 1,000 times, so the formula is just a little bit too creamy. I think they actually redid the packaging on these, because the full size normally is like a click up, and then this one they made a twist up, but it couldn't twist back down, so it just is very messy. So I think I am going to declutter this one, but I'm gonna keep the clear one. I don't know, I like it. They smell good. It smells like coconut, so I'm just gonna do that. Then I have this little Star Wars Mandalorian. This is in the shade Grogu, which is like a really sparkly shade, which looks pretty untouched because it is. I don't really wear sparkly lip products that often because, I don't know, it's just not really my thing, but this is really cute, and I love the Mandalorian, specifically Grogu, obviously. He's so cute. So I think I'm going to move this into my memory makeup because I want to keep it, but I'm not going to wear it. So it doesn't need to stay in my, you know, everyday collection that I'm reaching into. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter that one into my memory box. Then I have this from Seraphim Botanicals. This is the Berry and Juice 100% Vegan Lip Gel. And this is really pretty. I just don't, I don't know, I don't need it. So I'm just going to go ahead and declutter it. Nothing wrong with it. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. I don't know, I just don't need it. Then I have this from Frozen 2 collection from ColourPop. This is in the shade Free Spirit, and I really, really liked this. I love like the brush applicator on it. Like it has like one of these where it's like a little paintbrush. So I want to keep it because of that, but it's super old, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this. I also have this from ColourPop. This is the Lippy Stick in the shade Poison, which is like a pretty deep reddish color. And I know I said I didn't really need another red, but I feel like this is different enough than that other ColourPop one, like the tint one, where I kind of want to keep it. So I'm going to hold on to that one. And then, sorry, this is all like dusty, don't mind that. I have this from Urban Decay. This is in the shade Back Talk. This is super creamy. I remember every time I swatch it, it makes me keep it because it just feels so good, and it's pretty unique. So again, I'm gonna hold on to it. It'll survive another declutter. I also have this lip pencil from St. Luxe. This is in Secret Admirer, and I think I can get rid of it. It's like a brown, so I don't really wear that often, so I'll declutter that one. Then we just have these last two, and I think, unfortunately, I am going to have to declutter this. This one is from the Villains collection. It's the Hades Cream, and this is so pretty. It's a really, really nice lipstick. I don't have many things in this shade, but I've just had it for way too long where it's just not really suitable to wear on my lips anymore, so I am going to declutter that. And then I also have this from Pat McGrath. This is in the shade Flesh 6. This is one of their mini Lust glosses. And next time I do my makeup, like everyday makeup drawer rotation thing, I really want to put this in because it's super pretty and I really want to get more wear out of it. Definitely love the color. And then last thing is a little mini Clinique Black Honey Almost lipstick, and this is pretty much brand new, so I am going to hold on to it because that is just one of my all-time favorite products. So let me go ahead. I want to put like my lip stuff back in this bin to see how much of a difference it makes because I got rid of a ton of stuff, you guys. And this is the after. This is so crazy to me that I can literally just have everything in like one row of stuff and I can actually see all of my other lip products because before this thing would be just piled over, and now it looks super nice, and I am really, really excited about that. That was like such a huge weight lifted off my shoulders, this lip stuff. That and like my bronzer drawer It was super, super crazy. So I just feel super good about this. Again, my everyday makeup drawer stuff is in my everyday makeup drawer, but this is just like my overstock stuff that I like to pick from. So it'll be so much easier to just see my collection and pick from this. So very, very happy with that. But that is it, you guys, for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope that it was entertaining and interesting. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you liked today's video, make sure you subscribe to my channel and thumbs up the video. But that is it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.